regardless of who the streamer is. They're there because they want to be an active part of that streamer's community. And that community is way more than just one platform. It's also, you know, everybody's got the things that they do, right? Everybody's got a Discord, everybody's got a Patreon, everybody's got a YouTube and a Twitch, everybody's got social media, TikTok, all this other stuff. I feel like, when it comes to community, there's way more than just single platform. But I suppose at the same time, we shouldn't, it's being grateful that we can at least multi-stream in the first place because it's cool that we can.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones.
New crew member?
If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Hell yeah.
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
Welcome aboard.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Meet me on the ship.
Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Oakley dokley. Dun, 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 dun. Now we can... do this quest.
Board rep's office used to be in the docking base.
Rizzo's very punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
How do I get in there? Should have saved before I did this.
Gosh, that's cool. What?
Looking sharp.
You're a deft hand with a med pick. There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest.
Store in the back of the security station. Nice.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Yeah, Nigel, I think I'm gonna do a swashbuckler. Pretty sure I'm gonna do a scout, one of the new scout, which is the swashbuckler, and then
Great work.
I think we're gonna do a Swashbuckler, and I've never done the Dark Urge, so I'm gonna do the Dark Urge. Good guy.
Hold it right there.
I got caught.
What do you think you're doing? Keep your hands to yourself.
Shh.
Okay. I think we're good. Now, I got a whole bunch of goodies out of that. Let's take a moment and see what I got. I don't care about the rifle because I won't be using it. Oops. However, what is inspiration? Yeah, the hardcore mode is coming next week to KCD2. Inspiration allows you to order companions to do special attacks. Oh. Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that, so maybe I can go... What does it look like? That is a hideous helmet. No. I kind of want... She's already got goggles, though. It makes no sense for her to have more goggles. I'm going to keep her in that. The Vicar, why don't we give you some goggles, bro? Just because. I don't really care about the why. I'm just going to give them to him so that he has some cool goggles. Alright, somebody is scratching at my door. Hang on, guys. I got to see what cat this is. I know that everybody and their brother is playing Blueprints right now. Like that's what all the big streamers are playing is Blueprints. I'm gonna ignore it for now just because it's already got plenty of coverage. It's like a puzzle game, which reminds me a little bit of Myst. I mean, it's intriguing, but I'm also like, it's one of those things where if I was smart, I would probably be playing it right now, but I already committed to doing an Outer Worlds playthrough, and I don't just want to turn around and do things on a whim like that. Yeah, it's the one that everyone and their brother is streaming right now, Dribrum. Like I said, if I was smart, I would go stream it like everybody else and get big stream numbers, but I already said I was going to play this game. I think it's a matter of fact, isn't it a Game Pass game? Yeah, it's a Game Pass title. So, I'm gonna go watch the trailer for it really quick.
To the architect, an empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
Oh, I don't know why the trailer just stopped. Whatever. Yeah, it's on PSN, Xbox, Game Pass. It's like a puzzle-based game. I mean, if you like puzzle-based games, like I said, it reminds me a lot of Myst. If it had come at any other time, I probably would have played it. But I already committed to an Outer Worlds playthrough. I've got a Baldur's Gate 3 thing that I want to do on the 15th. And I've got the Dune Awakening stuff that I'm doing right now. So I'm like, yes, if I was smart, I would go play that and get big stream numbers because that's the big game that Co-Carnage and everybody's playing. But puzzle games are not necessarily my favorite thing to do, but it looks intriguing.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
That all seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
All right. Notice that I still don't think Nintendo has said anything else about pre-orders in the United States because of the tariffs. Despite the fact that everyone was yelling that there's no such thing as tariffs. Tariffs don't exist. Okay. Things that make you laugh. My brother shared a video with me. Somebody did the math on what the Nintendo Switch is going to cost in the U.S. after tariffs, and it's like almost $700, which makes it the same cost. I think even more than like an Xbox and a PlayStation. So, yeah. Oh, I can tinker with weapons now. Ooh. Yeah, I still am undetermined if I'm going to buy one. I'm honestly waiting for it to come to Amazon. When I see what it costs on Amazon, that will determine whether or not I buy a Switch 2 or not. But as of right now, I'm not that. I'm just like, well, I don't feel compelled. Automat. Oh, when did I get that? And how come I can't use it? Ah, that's why. Dear, I'm gonna steal that gun from you. Does this thing shoot automatically? No. Alright. Never mind. I actually don't want that. It'll be interesting, Dribrum. So this is a fun one. Mexico has always had a 40% import tariff on all electronics that come from outside of the country. So buying things like laptops, cell phones, graphics cards, consoles have traditionally always been more depending on the are often more expensive here. So what I have done in the past for the past 15 years is when I want to buy a new gaming laptop, I buy it in the US on like Black Friday, ship it to my brother's house, and then whenever I go up and visit, I get it there. For other things, I just wait for there to be sales. But if I try to buy I talked about this the last time when I went to price out building building my own PC, like an actual desktop PC. I could have built one for about $3,200 in the US. All of those parts at the time would have cost me a little over $5,000 to do it here because of the 40% tariffs on incoming electronics. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works out now that the US is doing all of these tariffs on all of these different things, because it's going to drive the prices up through the roof for many things. It's very interesting. So I don't know where it's going to be cheaper, and that's why I'm just waiting for it to show. When the Switch 2 shows up on Amazon, that's when I will know whether or not I'm going to buy it or not. I still don't have a mod for that. A gadget mod. I've never even seen a gadget mod. How does Tinker work? So it increases the DPS. And then you could do it again. It just takes credits? That's it? Oh, so I could choose to just keep taking stuff and leveling it up. It gets a little more expensive every time. Okay. Okay. Outer Worlds 2 was confirmed several years ago, Jolo. Just showed up as a wish list. You can now wish list it as of like 2 days ago on all the major platforms. So, and IGN is running its series of firsts, which means it's just around the corner. Which means we are playing a playthrough of this to get prepped and ready for the story of the second game.
Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. See you soon, Captain.
Alright, so we're going back to Terra 2, but a different landing.
Above Roseway, Captain.
Different landing platform this time. Okay.
We gotta talk.
Okay.
This Roseway business smells. Something tells me things didn't end well for the guy who made the distress call. And whoever or whatever got him will be waiting for us.
What are you suggesting?
Just a little caution. Could be a reason no one's picked up this job yet.
Someone needs help, Billy. We're gonna give it to him.
If you say so. I'm keeping a finger on the trigger all the same. Anyway, we might as well take a look out there. See if we can get the jump on whoever's waiting for us.
I still want Ellie and the Vicar. Or not Ellie, sorry. I want Parvati and the Vicar. Yeah, Phantom. I haven't owned a Nintendo since the 64. Even like I didn't even get the Wii. Like there aren't that many. Like Nintendo doesn't traditionally do a lot of really big RPGs, and there aren't a lot of really big RPGs that come out on the Nintendo. So I've never really been interested in the Nintendo as a platform. PlayStation and Xbox have traditionally always had really awesome RPGs, so I've always been just happy to stick with those ecosystems.
Chewed up and spit out. What sort of creature, other than humans, would be so wasteful?
Pavarti, I might have found some new armor for you, my dear. 19. Oh, yes.
Clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less than 10,000 bits.
Yeah, that's the thing, guys. It's like there was only one big RPG that hit the Switch, which was Zelda, and other than that, it's like like my brother has had a Switch since it came out for him and the kids. Like, I think both of his kids have a Switch, plus he has a Switch, or maybe they have one for both of the kids and he has one. And the one thing my brother had showed me was like the Switch was always really awesome for like lots of little indie platformer games and little indie 2D. Like you're gonna play it on a handheld, and it's like you're back in the Game Boy days, right? So it's been really cool for that aspect of having really cool platformers and 2D games and side scrollers and top-down scrollers and those types of games. Lots of value in that for the people who enjoy those types of games. I am a 3D RPG player. Like I like immersive 3D environments, the RPG experience. So it just never made sense to me to get a Switch. And also, it was like, I feel like Nintendo is really bad about, they're going the route of Apple, where they want you to, everything has to be their own thing. So not only do you need the Switch, but you got to get the special Switch controller if you want the full, like if you want a full handheld, because I don't want to deal with those tiny little